Welcome, fellow explorers. I'm excited that you're here. I'm not sure how you found me. Whatever way it is, I believe it was probably spirit that brought us together, and I hope that our journey together starts here. I'm new to this, so it's going to be a work in progress. I appreciate whatever patience you have time to give me. I recently received a message from Spirit letting me know I have a voice and I need to be using it. And I wasn't sure exactly what that meant, but I'm starting here. So if we find each other, please reach out. I would love to hear who you are, where you're from, more about you. I'm going to tell you, first of all, a little bit about myself. Obviously, I have a cat. I also have a couple of dogs. This is Stevie. She's my girl. She wandered into my life serendipitously, and I've loved her to pieces ever since. I consider myself an explorer. I've been searching for many years. I started very young in life in a very traditional and conservative Christian home background. It's a background I'm grateful to have because of some just solid foundations that it gave me, but it also didn't completely fit for me, although I do think that there are some really great things to be had and said out of Christianity. I have walked down a path for quite a few years now, trying to find what exactly my path is meant to be. I'm so sorry, Stevie girl. And I'm still working on it, but I've learned a lot of things along the way, and I really want to share them with my fellow ladies. So also I welcome men. I'll say more a little bit later about all that, but I just wanted to anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I did start out Christian. I'm no longer consider myself Christian per se, although I do believe in a higher power. I alternately go back and forth between the universe, spirit, whatever. It just happens to come out of my mouth. I think it's the same higher power for all of us, in my opinion and my belief system at this point. I continually grow, and I've decided that that's not a bad thing. So I've been known to change opinions because of things I've read or heard or experienced. I think experience is a huge thing for all of us. As you can see, we're in my living room today. I won't necessarily always be in the living room. I wish I could have all of you, whoever listens to this, with me. I like things in person, but at this point, this is where we are. I have an office that I'm able to use, but this place just felt more welcoming to me. And I want you to know that whoever you are and whatever you've been through and whatever brought you here today, you are so welcome here. And I'm honored and I'm grateful to be with you for at least this moment. I consider myself an armchair mystic, so I try to listen to the spirit within. I believe all of us, this is my personal belief, and take it or leave it, and you don't have to have my personal beliefs to hopefully get something from this, but I personally believe that there's a little piece of spirit or God or the universe or whatever you choose to call the higher power, Allah, or whatever you call your higher power. I believe there's a little piece of that entity in all of us, and if we listen carefully and closely and we get quiet, then that spirit will guide us and lead us and help us along on our path. And I'm a firm believer in divine guidance. Do I always get still enough to listen? Not as often as I should, but I'm working very hard on it. So that's kind of another aspect of myself. I'm a lover of people. I love all people. Some people are easier to love, obviously, than others. There are moments when I've been more difficult to love and easier to love, and that's just the way things tend to go. We all have our purpose here, I 100% believe, and your personality may be easier or more difficult, whatever the case may be, but that doesn't make you any less important or any less, your purpose any less meaningful to the world. Difficult people have a purpose too, and I think we're here to find that purpose. I was born easy to get along with, or maybe my childhood made me easy to get along with, whatever the case, easy to get along with. And so it's been more a challenge for me to learn to stand up and to defend and to confront and to, so just know that there's a difference between nice and good, and nice and good, and working on being nice and or good, or whatever your purpose is. That's what we're here for. I don't want anybody to come away from this looking more like me. I want you to look more like your authentic you. So again, lover of all people. It's a work in progress, but I do believe we are all really very connected. We are meant to be connected. I think we were made to be that way. I feel like we've had a lot of disconnections over the last several years. I think social media is a wonderful tool. Obviously, I couldn't use it if it wasn't available. But I do think that we've had a tendency to get away from each other's face-to-face more because of it. And we tend to get busy with our own selves, and we tend to not be as connected as we should. My target audience, honestly, is women and children, especially female children. I think that a lot of us have lost our way. I 100% lost my way. I was raised by wonderful, strong women. My great-grandmother and my grandmother and my mother, all entrepreneurs, all very intelligent, all way smarter than me, all business women. And so I had the propensity and probably the training to be very strong. I probably wasn't the easiest to get along with in my first marriage. I started out being easy to get along with, but I became harder and harder, and I lost my femininity and who I am, and I lost my purpose. And so I would love to be a fellow journeyer, a fellow explorer on the path to helping us find that. Helping us find our feminine. That doesn't mean you have to wear frilly dresses or be submissive and let other people dominate in any way. I think that has been also, we tend to, as a society, swing, I think, one way or the other, and we've swung both ways. And I would like for us to find a center and a healthy medium and a healthy, it doesn't need to be medium, it just needs to be healthy and who we were made to be and meant to be. And I would love to be a part of that. I'd love for you to come along with me on that journey because I'm still working on it myself. The other thing that I think defines me is I am a bit of a rebel, but I used to be a rebel without a cause. I used to just be nice to my parents' face, or whoever was my authority figure. I would be nice to their face, and then I would do whatever I wanted to behind their backs until I realized that that was harming me as much as it was harming them and society. And so I'm hoping that now I'm a rebel with a cause, and my cause is my own growth and health, emotional and mental health, physical health. And I'd love to be a catalyst for anybody who wants that also. I feel like we are starting to learn, like Divine Feminine has become more of a hot topic. Thank goodness. I'm so grateful for that. I've learned so much from so many podcasts and so many books that I've read. And if I can be a catalyst in any way, if my experiences can be a catalyst, I'm here for that. I'm here for you. Dying to hear more about your journeys. But my cause, I don't want to in any way mislead. I'm going to be using some books and some different avenues for us to discuss, hopefully, and learn from. If you have any interest in following along in the first book that I've chosen to explore, to use as one of our exploring maps / tools, is this book by Don Miguel Ruiz. It's called The Four Agreements. It has been life-changing for me. I've read it multiple times. I will read it many more times. It is a fantastic book. It has helped me learn so much about my spirituality. It's about Toltecs, who were spiritual men and women of knowledge from Mexico. They were known throughout Mexico, and they were scientists and artists, formed a society to explore and conserve the spiritual knowledges and practices of the ancient ones. And just reading that and knowing that made it interesting to me. My beautiful, amazing daughter, who is my stepdaughter, but she is the daughter of my heart. I didn't birth any daughters, so she is the most beautiful daughter I can imagine. Heart, soul, every mind, face, everything about her is just the most beautiful, of course, as we all probably feel about our daughters. But she gave it to me after she had read it, and I'm so grateful to her for that. It's a wonderful, amazing book, and I'd really love to explore it with you. The Four Agreements are very simple sounding. They are simple. They are not easy, as most truly good things are not easy, but they're so worthwhile. I've been working on them for a couple of years now. Just powerful. It's a powerful book. He's a powerful man, and he's a powerful writer, and his spiritual explorations have been powerful, and I'm excited to share that with you. There will be other books. I've got some sitting over here that I will introduce later. I have one in store for us for the first of the year. I'll introduce it a little bit later also. I am a tarot reader, and I'm on the path to be able to listen more closely to spirit. These are sometimes part of my tools for listening. So if this is offensive to you in any way, I don't want to mislead you. I would love to have you with me on the journey, but I also want only those who spirit has sent on this journey. I think not everybody is ready. I was definitely not ready at many points of my life to go to the places where I am now. I don't believe I would in any way try to pull you from the path that that you find important or that is meaningful to you. I think there can be so many meaningful paths to spirit. In fact, I don't have the book in front of me, but there is a saying I think there's so much that is in common between different religions. I think there's one higher power, one spirit, one universe, one God, one Allah, whoever you tend to reach out to as your higher power. But I believe there's one myself, and that we all have found our way through different paths to that one. Maybe if you are truly a non-believer in any type of higher power, I would love to be able to reach you also, and just be able to share the journey, and your voice is always welcome. Atheist, my goodness, sorry, I'm menopausal, and so words sometimes get lost in translation, but they usually come to me at some point. Anyway, I would love for you to join me on this journey. We can learn from each other. I would love to bring people in to interview and visit with on the videos at some point. But here we are on our first day, and I'm beyond grateful that you're here. Again, the Four Agreements, I'm pretty sure you can probably order it from Amazon. I am not being supported by anybody, so there's no financial reason for me to recommend a book or anything else. And no matter if I ever am supported by anyone or anything else, you will know about it. But I will never recommend anything that I'm not using for my own spiritual growth. And this was a wow spiritual growth tool. Finally, I'll say I've had a rocky path at times. I've made a lot of bad decisions in my with my good intentions. Um, I will never steer you in a way that makes you try to think I'm perfect. I'm very very transparent about who I am and where I've been and what I've done, because I feel like it helps us all to connect to each other, to be more real with each other. And I am very real. I lost my mother in a very tragic way when I was about 23 years old. And I, as hard and as horrible as it was, and as long as it took me to kind of get through it, I believe it is one of the events that set me on this path. And I adore my mother, and I believe that she still speaks to me, and she's part of my spirit guide, part of my team of spirit guides. And I tell her every day, thank you for leading me and guiding me. I'm so grateful. And there are many facets of what has brought me here. I'm definitely willing and will be happy to discuss so much of my life, because I think that that we help each other when we're honest. So in no way, please think that I believe I have all the answers. I am quite certain I do not. I think I've learned some important things. The first important thing that I would like for us to talk about, because I have seen it and I feel like this is one of my purposes in life, and so let me just lean in a little bit here and get serious, because I've experienced these feelings myself, and I've seen it so much, and it has I just see it as such a harmful way of being, but and it's directed to us ladies, and hopefully will help our young lady children, our female children, because I feel like it's been harmful to society. It's been harmful to, and I don't think it's all our fault by any stretch, but I'll just get out with it. We ladies tend to be really not good to each other sometimes. We are sometimes backbiting, and we're jealous, and we are worried about our resources, which tend to be the men in our lives, the men we love, and honestly, many other resources. We get catty with each other in the office, and I have an office job, and so I've seen this for myself. I know that it happens. And girls, ladies, beautiful women, I think that has been our biggest detriment. And yes, there is absolutely patriarchy, no doubt about it. At some point in history, somehow men got control of the world, and they wanted to keep control of the world, and so they put us in a lower place, and we ended up turning on each other. And in no way am I trying to get us to turn against men. Men are also wonderful. They have their place, and they're important. I just happen to not be one, and so it's easier for me to talk to the ladies about where I think we need to go with each other. A, because I have some credibility with that, and B, because I'm witnessing an epidemic of our hatefulness to each other and our inability to work together. My amazing husband, whom I adore, says that women would take over the world if only they didn't fight against each other and hate each other so much. And I wish I could argue with him about that. I just wish I could argue with him about that. But honestly, I do believe he's right. There have been matriarchal societies throughout history. It's been a very long time since I've known of a true matriarchal society. But there have been some. I think we could have a matriarchal society and it could be beautiful, and it could be amazing, and we could treat men with love and kindness and respect. We certainly could treat each other with love, kindness, and respect, but we have to get over our fear of each other. And I just feel like it's just plain old straight up fear of losing what we have, losing what we want, not getting what we want. And that is why we tend to turn on each other and belittle each other and try to make each other seem like less. And it's harmful. And girls, I know I've been there. I have harmed women in the past, and I'm sorry for the harm I've caused to women. I hope I haven't harmed a lot of women, but I have done my own damage, and I am feeling like this is somewhat a penance for that. But I have a beautiful daughter, and I have some absolutely perfectly beautiful granddaughters, and I have an amazing set of daughters-in-law, and if I could teach them one thing, besides to love themselves as they are, I would teach them to love each other and to work together to better their own lives and better each other's lives and better society as a whole. I feel like we've been given heart, and we've been given emotion, and we've been given great gifts that we could offer the world, but we turn things inward and we fight each other. So that's honestly going to be one of I really want us to work on that. Sorry, my little girl is after her ball. But I'm like, I want us to work on that. I want us to look toward that. I want us to kind of see the world through those lenses. I would like for us to acknowledge, if you have a story, if there is something that has happened to you, or that you've witnessed, or that you have done yourself, and you think it would help us, other women, and our children and grandchildren, please feel free to share. What I ask is that we all stay in a state of grace with this, that we don't turn on each other and judge. If I find any comments where we have turned on each other, or we're being hateful to each other, we can talk about things openly, but we are never going to be judging on in our comments. And I won't have anyone on with me who is judging. I feel like we have so much to learn from each other, but we're going to learn it from a place of grace and love, or just not learn it. There's too much bitterness and hatefulness and judging and just polarized feelings in our world right now, and I don't want to contribute to that. I want to contribute to the love and the beauty and the joy and the grace. And I just am grateful that you're here. I know Spirit will lead the women here who are meant to be here. I'm excited to know who they will be, and I will look forward to seeing you again. I'm hoping to post again tomorrow, starting to talk about the 4 agreements in terms of A, our own lives and what is best for us as a whole; B, in terms of turning our attention away from the judgment and the anger and the backbiting and the resource guarding against other women, and C, toward training our girls to grow up and love other women and other girls, and like have support in their lives of people who accept them and love them for who they are, and have trained them to love and support other women. And then also, last but not least, to support our men, because I know that women, we tend to think that our men have it so much better and so much easier than we do. But I go to work with my husband occasionally, and I ride with him when he's going to do things for work, and I see the heavy burden that he carries on a regular basis, and their lives are not easy either. I've learned that their lives are not easy either, and they have a lot of pressure on them, and I would love for us to learn to support them better and take care of them better. And we are absolutely, whoever's along with me, we're going to learn to take care of ourselves, because if we aren't taking care of ourselves, then we can't take care of anybody else either. And if I know women, I know we are caretakers, and I love that about us, but we have to also be able to take care of ourselves. So thank you again for being here with me. I hope I have in no way sounded judgmental, sounded like I don't love women. I'm here for my women. I'm here for you. I'm here for my own growth and health and journey. I'm here for the love of my daughters and my grandchildren. And I'm here for the love of humanity. And I feel like we have some tide turning that we need to do. And I think we're in a place where there are some of us who recognize that. And those are to whom I am calling. Thank you so much. I am excited for our journey. I'm excited to explore all the different avenues that we have to explore. I'm so open to your feedback. If there is a book or if there's a speaker who has just reached you and touched your heart in a way that changed your life, please put it in comments. Anything that you think I could learn from, I'm so open. I'm a reader. I'm an explorer. Spirit be with us all. Best of days for you.